Morning YouTube, it's Fred from Cleany Garage here. Bit of a change in pace in today's video. Well, I'm going to introduce you to my daily driver. It's a 2017 Toyota Hilux. And I've recently swapped the tyres out on this thing to some big mud terrains. So we thought we'd run a video on the difference between mud terrains and all-terrains. Because I tried to find a bit of information when I was looking at this sort of set of tyres to start with, and it was very little informative information around what the major differences were and what the criteria is and what the ride feel looks like and what sort of performance you get. So today we're going to share with you what actually happens on the original tyre, which was a OEM spec BF Goodrich option, and then we'll take you through the difference with the mud terrains. So the all-terrains, this BFG, these have done 100,000 kilometres on them. So I'm pretty impressed with that in terms of tyre wear. And there's still about, a centimetre or so of tread there. We're going to sell these off. Young Frankie's going to organise that for us. He loves the Trading Post and Gumtree and all things marketplace, so he's going to sell them. And yeah, so they're a 265/65/18, because Hilux has come out with an 18-inch rim factory standard. So when I upgraded to the mud terrains, we went down to a 17-inch wheel. We got these as a tyre wheel package, and we've managed to keep the 265s, but we're down to a 17, and we're up to a 70 series profile as well. So first difference you'll see is the tread pattern, very different, a lot deeper, and obviously they've got a lot more wear left in them, but the actual sidewalls are a lot more aggressive as well. See the sort of tread blocks here, and obviously it depends on what manufacturer you go with as well, but the sidewall bite of these treads is very different. And they're the same as the front and back, same tread pattern, obviously. And the actual height clearance and the profile you get is a bit different too, and obviously being a 70 series sidewall. And these are sitting on Old Man Emu 2-inch lift kit on the factory, compared to the factory sort of Toyota Hilux suspension. And there's a reptile hunter, and hopefully he's not going to find a red belly black snake today, hopefully. Okay, so let's go for a road test, and the main things we're going to share with you are ride quality, ride noise, and ride performance, and we'll go on a variety of different road surfaces to test all that out. So stick with us. Okay, so we're out on our road test, and we'll show you what a couple of different differences between the mud terrains and the all-terrains. The main one being the road noise that I mentioned, and also you get a bit of feedback through the steering wheel. And the thing that was most surprising to me was your braking distance increases as well. So as I get up to speed to 100 here, you can probably see the steering wheel giving a little bit of feedback due to those big knobbly tread blocks on the sidewalls. And look, for me that doesn't bother me. It's sort of a part of the price of driving a four-wheel drive and having, decent tyres, but it's something that you've got to be conscious of. So we're doing 100 now, and there's quite visible movement on the steering wheel. And again, that's just those tread blocks biting into the bitumen. So and you might hear a little bit of extra road noise. I'll be quiet for a second and we'll see if you can hear it. So it's not unbearable, it's not like a big droney exhaust note, but it's definitely there. So if you don't want that on an 8-hour drive to Armidale, don't buy mud terrains. Stop. Alright, so you've seen the performance on the road at highway speeds, but of course you don't buy mud terrain tyres to drive on the highway and then complain about road noise and feedback in the steering wheel. You buy mud tyres because you want performance off-road. So again, we're not going to be able to get into any mud today because it's a drought, but we'll show you how it performs on dirt tracks. Got a bit of rough stuff coming up, and at low speed you can't feel any of that feeling that I shared with you before. But this is where mud terrain tyres excel. When you need more grip, you need to disperse material in between the tread locks, And yeah, and they're fit for purpose. They're an off-road tyre, so don't expect road performance. Right. So we'll just go a bit off-road here. One of our local tracks. And again, it's not muddy, but we're in four-wheel drive. You hit these tracks at speed, you obviously need a bit more grip. With all the dry weather we've had, there's lots of fallen timber. And one of the biggest things with mud terrain tyres too is the fact that they're actually more puncture resistant. The more surface area you've got contacting with the road, the more chance you are of a big stick or a stake hitting the side of your tyre and piercing through it. And that's one of the benefits of mud terrain tyres, is much thicker sidewalls, much thicker tread pattern to hopefully not have a big dirty stake ruining your day and being on the side of the tracks and stopping your driving. So we're coming up to a spot here that's a real swamp, but in the middle of summer this track is very dry. But this would have been a good test for the mud terrains. Got some big ruts in it, but yeah, she's pretty dry today. And we've come through here before and gotten a bit stuck and had to use diff locks to pop out. But yeah, she's pretty easy to drive out of there today. So I'll just get my little photographer, film camera person to show us coming out of that on the other side. So that's getting close to concluding our mud terrain video review. We've done 5,000 kilometres, so I've got a good feel of these tyres now. And as you've probably just seen on the dirt, they're a lot more assured than an all-terrain. You know, bigger tread pattern, bigger tread blocks. And the only thing I haven't talked about today is what about the rain? And it's probably lucky it's not raining today. But the mud terrains can be a touch skatey, and you've just got to really be on your game around roundabouts, particularly on, you know, roads that have, you know, we've had no rain and there's oil sitting on them. Mud terrains can get a young player into drama pretty quickly. But again, as long as you know that before you get onto the wet road, you know the limitations of your vehicle, know the limitations of your tyres, you run the right tyre pressures and you drive according to the conditions, you should be right. Alright YouTube, thanks for joining us. Hope that was informative, and yeah, big differences between mud terrains and all terrains.